What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the all-new 2022 Toyota Tundra. Big shout out and thank you to Flow Toyota of Statesville for providing this new truck for today's video. Definitely check out their website, linked down below. And the model that we're looking at today is the 1794 trim level with the TRD off-road package. Is finished off in army green and has an MSRP at $64,500. Underneath the hood of the all-new Toyota Tundra, you're going to find the standard engine is a 3.5-liter twin turbocharged V6. This 6-cylinder pumps out 389 horsepower and 478 pound-feet of torque. It's paired only to a 10-speed automatic transmission, sending the power to the rear wheels. However, of course, this truck does have the four-wheel drive transfer case. With a curb weight around 5,300 pounds and running on a 32.2 gallon fuel tank, you can expect miles per gallon to be 17 in the city and 23 out on the highway. The overall length is 233.6 inches with wheelbase at 145.7. Height is 78 inches with width at 80.2. This TRD off-road also has approach angle at 21 degrees, minimum ground clearance at 9.3 inches, and then departure angle is 24 degrees. This truck is super capable with towing capacity at 11,000 pounds and max payload is 1,800 pounds. Moving to the exterior styling now, with this all-new Toyota Tundra, the redesign is completely unique. I really love this massive grille. You can see how it's finished off with a chrome surround going across the entire area and cutting towards this lower bumper. We get Tundra stamped into the lower portion, all finished off in more of the chrome, and you even get LED fog lights located in this spot. You can see the parking sensors in the front, and then part of the body color which cuts down in the farthest points of this front bumper, and then a metallic gray portion towards the center. The grille itself is massive with a really aggressive design for the mesh. We get TRD on the right, Toyota logo right in the center, and then a forward-facing camera as well as active grille shutters to improve efficiency and aerodynamics when needed. This also features a set of LED headlights that have a smoked out housing. Really cool design. You can see all the beams right there. And if you hit lock or unlock, you can see the sequential turn signal design that has a really nice design to it. We also get a functional opening underneath the headlight to improve aerodynamics. And the whole front end really does flow together very well. I especially like how the chrome works against all the body colored. It's a massive front end, really making this stand out comparing it to other trucks in this class. If we take a look at the hood now, you can see a really sharp line on the left and on the right side. It really gives it a bold design and is raised up quite a lot to really make this thing stand out. And then moving to the side profile, this is a Crew Max with the 5.5-foot bed. We also have a set of TRD wheels finished off in satin black. They measure 20 inches in all four corners with the red TRD logo right in the center. They're wrapped in an all-terrain tire. And then you can see the gloss black for these fender flares and a really sharp line in the upper portion. You're going to notice that sharp line matches what you see on the bedside. I think that really gives it a sharp side profile. We also get a set of chrome door handles and then chrome mirror caps with LED turn signals integrated as well as a lower camera. You can see gloss black along the A pillar and the B pillar to really make all the glass blend seamlessly, and it makes the roof look like it's floating. We get chrome trim in the lower and back portion of these windows to really tie into the design of a 1794. And then the lower portion of the doors has body molding to it with more of this chrome trim. And then up in front, you'll see the 1794 edition logo. On the back of the cab, you can see an integrated camera as well as an LED light and dome lights up top. And you can tell how this entire glass will slide down just like the previous generation Tundras. On the rear of the bedside now, you can see the sharp lines around the fenders. Has a really aggressive design and I love the way it's done. You can see TRD 4x4 off-road. And then the bumper is much different than your typical truck. You can see how the bodywork actually comes all the way down in the green and then it fades around towards the rear bumper, which has some more chrome trim on it as well as some black plastic. We get parking sensors in your trailer hitch as well as all the connections and LED lights. And then we get 4x4 on the left. Tundra is stamped into the tailgate, and then we get a really cool contour within this tailgate. We get a chrome Toyota logo up top for your release handle, along with an LED light and camera, and then the LED taillights have a very nice design with a cool C shape and black trim. So there's a good look at the exterior with the all-new Toyota Tundra. The 1794 edition is a really cool trim level, pretty much on par with the Platinum, just has the brown interior, which you're gonna see. And then being the TRD off-road, of course, we have the Bilstein suspension and a lot of the good technology. So we have Toyota's key fob, very simple looking. I go ahead and lock the truck and keep the key fob in my pocket. All I have to do is grab the door handle. It'll automatically unlock. We can check out this really nice interior. You'll see the sand beige leather interior for this trim level, along with silver accents and then wood trim everywhere. If we move our way to the door panel, finished off in the two-tone, you'll see the smooth black leather along the armrest with some stitching, and then on the upper portion of these doors. We get the sand beige and then your release handle, and then underneath that we have all the window and mirror controls with lock and unlock. We have a nice grab handle, some of this wood trim, as well as your memory seating, a little bit of storage, and then a larger storage area in the lower portion. Moving our way inside, you can see how the door sill looks, and then we get all the power controls on the left side of this driver's seat. We even have a button up front that you can press, and you can see how this leg rest is going to extend very far for that added comfort. You can see the lumbar support. We have the really nice color in here, much nicer than previous generation 1794s. We have the contrast stitching and pretty large bolsters actually for a truck. Perforated all in the center, and then some smooth leather with a really nice stitching design in the lumbar area. And then moving our way up with more perforated leather all the way up to the smooth headrests. Beautiful interior. Then we get a black leather steering wheel with perforated on the sides and silver trim. And then now inside the Tundra, keeping my foot on the brake, we can press the TRD start button and fire it up. Get a really cool display that comes up on the center screen, as well as the actual screen over there. Taking a look at the center now, we have a full LCD digital display. You can see the iForce over on the right side with your turbo boost gauge, attack, and speedometer right in the center, then a few more things over on this left side. We have controls on the left side of the steering wheel to look at the screen. We have a back button, OK, up and down. So if I take a look at this screen now, you can see where we're at. We can scroll down and then scroll over. You can see some navigation information, audio settings come up. You also have more information about the truck. Just scrolling down, you can see everything. We have settings with more of the safety settings within the truck. All sorts of different things you can take a look at. And then any messages, if any. Really nice layout. Over on the right side, you can see all the controls for your cruise control, forward collision, distance pacing, things like that. Really nice design for the steering wheel. On the left stalk, you can see the turn signal as well as the headlight controls. And then over on the right, we have all your windshield wipers. We have controls over on this left side as well. We have your dome light for the bed, automatic high beams, engine start stop feature, heated steering wheel control is here as well. Then we have a few more settings. You can see that brown colored leather on the dashboard with some of the wood trim, one of the air vents, and then a really nice piece of black leather and stitching along the center. Very nice looking. I love how you even see the wood grain trim with 1794 all into the wood. It's a really cool way they've done it to make it look super real. We also have more of the brown leather as well as the black leather and some stitching over on the right side. Really ties in the theme. And then taking a look at this 12.3 inch screen, it is absolutely massive. Very large font to make it super easy to read so far. We're under the radio icon. If we tap the navigation icon now, this will come up. You can change it, subscribe, and do a little bit more things in here than just going into navigation. We have the connectivity for your Bluetooth. We also have trip information and vehicle. Then we have some settings as well. But then if we go ahead, take the shifter, put us into reverse, you can see our backup camera over on the left, which is huge, huge top-down view with all of your guidelines. And then underneath that, we have all the different views that you can play with. So if we control this, we can see your front view camera now. We also have the front wheels, your rear wheels. You can take a look at the bed. Very nice the way everything's set up. That has a lock icon, guidelines and everything. Then we have an auto logo. Then an off-road one. So this is cool. We have our rear view along with your sides, so you can get a really good understanding of the truck along with your pitch and roll meter. That's a great feature to see. Going back into park, it all shuts back off. Underneath the screen, we can see all the physical climate controls. We have a USB on the right, heated and ventilated seats, all of the controls. We have your power volume button on the left. Then your dual zone temperature. You can see if I toggle the fan up, it comes up on the screen. We have your temperature on the left and right side, your different modes as well, and then the auto logo. And I really like how they're all cool toggle switches. You can see the brown leather going across the centerpiece as well. And then we have more toggles down below, like your hazards. We have the button right here for the locking differential. We have your traction control, a camera icon. That's a nice shortcut to this 360 view. You can see how everything comes up, and it even shows the color of this truck. Very nice to see in there. You can tap this icon, and now you're sitting in the truck looking around. That is very neat to see. Then just pressing this button again, it shuts it off. We have a trailer button right here that you can tap. It'll come up with some of the trailering information in this vehicle. And then we have your parking brake and brake hold, wireless charging, and an entire area for some storage for cell phones. TRD is along the shift knob with some leather, and then more black leather on the sides. We have more of this wood grain trim that you can feel all the grain to it. I love the way it looks. We have 2 cup holders and a little bit extra storage. And then right in the center, we have some cool drive modes. We have your drive mode right here that you can just toggle this left and right, and it'll go into the different modes. You can see a sport mode, a normal, and an eco mode. In the center, we also have your multi-terrain select and your crawl control, and then we have the tow option up top. And we also have your 4-wheel drive selector. This is a little push icon. You push it down, going into 4 high, and then we have 4 low. In the center, you have this darker brown leather with more of the stitching and wood trim. This piece right here, you can lift up, and you have a little bit of storage space in here. We have a nice tray that you can pull back, and you can see a little bit of access into the center. And then we have your normal button on this left side to open up the entire center console where you can get all of your space. So I really like the way they've done that cutout. That way nobody has to take their arms off to gain access. And then one last look at the interior. This color really comes together nicely. I think Toyota did a good job the way they've designed it. We even have the glove box over here with a really large bucket. So I definitely love the way it looks. The massive screen, all the air vents and wood trim. This looks great. We also have your panoramic sunroof, which is a sweet option to see. And then up top, we have all of your controls for the power sunshade, the dome lights. You can press this button right here, and it puts the entire window back, which is pretty traditional for Toyota Tundra. It's a really good selling feature. Then we have the controls on the right side for your roof. And then moving to the rear seat space, if I open up the door, the rear door panel's finished off very similar to the front with all the leather and the wood trim, and we even get a manual sunshade back here that can lock into place. Great feature to see, all sorts of storage. And then moving inside, the floor mats even say Tundra on them. They have a very unique look with the brown, and these little buttons even say 1794. So I love the attention to detail you're gonna find in this trim level. You can see the same seating back here with all the stitching, the perforated leather, and then the same back area. It's a 3-seater back here. And then we get some storage pockets on the back side of the front seats, 2 cup holders, heated and ventilated rear seats, USBs and the 12 volt, and all sorts of space. If we grab the base now, you can lift this up and lock it into place, and it reveals a lot of hidden storage space. You can see how it goes all the way into the other side, which is a really good way to have extra storage. Then just pulling this, we can close it back down. All right, so sitting now in the back of this all-new Tundra, I'm 5'11" sitting back here, and I have about 2 inches of headroom. The recline of the back is at a pretty good spot to make it pretty comfortable. The armrest is a little bit far of a reach. It feels like I gotta reach for it a little bit, but nonetheless, it is a pretty good size. In the center, you can also fold down the center piece, and you can see nice cup holders and a good armrest. So it's nice to see that in the center. With this glass slid down and of course your windows down, you get so much airflow, and with the panoramic roof, there is just so much glass in here to make it feel really open. We get dome lights up here with LEDs, and then it looks like a speaker or something, and then even a hook up top and grab handles up front. And then moving to the bed space, you can hold the button on the key fob. It's gonna automatically open it up. You can see Tundra is on this back portion. Then we have a full composite bed. We get a power outlet on the right side, LED light, a channel in the entire top section to install hooks. Then we have hooks in the left and right and all around. Pretty good sized bed, very squared off. And then with one hand, it doesn't weigh too much, I can close it up. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the all-new Toyota Tundra. So I recently filmed a more base model one. This one is pretty much a top-of-the-line truck with every option. The new design looks so good. It really does in person. It took me a little bit when they first came out with it. I didn't know if I liked it, but it really does look like a sweet new truck. And this interior sitting in here, this is crazy because Toyota takes a long time to make changes, and they went all out on this interior. This is a beautiful truck, especially this trim level. So we have the all-new twin turbocharged engine with a lot of gears in this transmission. Let's see what it's like driving this truck. I already am really impressed when I drove the other one. Wow. I mean, that gets you up to some speed so quickly. It sounds really meaty too. Transmission is so smooth. This is a nice truck to be in. It really is. It doesn't just drive like an old truck. You know, it actually drives very smooth, like kind of like a luxurious SUV, I would say. It has that feeling to it. It is a solid rear axle, so it still is a truck, body on frame, you know, all the stuff you're gonna want out of a vehicle like this. But this drivetrain is where it's at. You really get some power. And when you compare this, honestly, with the Ford's EcoBoost, this sounds a lot better. And I feel like the transmission is much sharper. Turning radius, wow. You really can turn that pretty sharp. Drive mode now, let's go into sport mode. We'll feel it out a little bit more. It gets a little bit more touchy. And the camera turns on every time you get slow speeds. That's really cool. Wow. This is just giving it a little bit of gas. You can hear the turbos. Holds the gear a little bit more aggressive when you're in the sport mode. And then going down into the eco mode, the throttle tones down quite a bit. The Bilstein suspension absorbs the bumps really nicely. The body roll, you know, there's a little bit of swing to it, but it actually feels really composed. I think Toyota just did such a good job with the whole way this car handles, or this truck handles. It doesn't just feel like an old truck. It really does feel like something you could daily drive. You could take this anywhere. I mean, use this all the time, and then you still have all the capabilities that you're gonna want out of a vehicle like this. Obviously, you're buying a truck, you need to be able to tow, you need to be able to haul, you need to be able to have a lot of interior space. I mean, this is a roomy, comfortable truck to be in. They knocked it out of the park. I think this is the truck to get if you want a full-size truck for sure. I love the power plant. It really does feel amazing in here. As far as the interior, like the user interface fit and finish, the fit and finish is really good. And I don't think it's too crazy priced. Obviously things are getting more and more expensive for a truck like this, but not too bad for what you get in this truck. The navigation system, of course, you gotta set all this up, so I can't really mess with everything, but I love just how big all the buttons are. I mean, it's just so simple to use. Everything in here is laid out in a way that anybody could get in here and drive it like they know exactly what they're doing. Getting back up to some speed. In eco mode, wow. And the transmission does a good job keeping us under 4,000 RPM. The boost gauge, wow, just giving it a little more gas, it really does pack a punch. That's probably my favorite part of the new Tundra, is the fact that they gave it such a modern power plant. And you can even opt the same setup with a hybrid system, which is just awesome because you get even more power and performance, but then a little bit better efficiency and some different capabilities. So Toyota just did a good job on it. I really like it. Hitting those bumps right there, everything just feels so solid and well put together. I don't really have any complaints with it. It's a big truck. You can tell you're not in a Tacoma anymore. You can see how the windshield is huge, really good view out. The mirrors all do a great job. And then pretty much no blind spots looking over my left and right shoulder. Really light steering wheel as well. And I like how in slow speeds they all come up. You can see how we have the front view camera, top down with all the guidelines. And then going into reverse, there are just so many different ways that you can view these cameras. Really HD graphics, super easy to use. I mean, you don't even need to think about using your mirrors. Really nice setup. Toyota did a great job on this. And this trim level is absolutely beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, taking a full look at the all-new Toyota Tundra, the 1794 edition, the big boy with the really nice TRD off-road package. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And then big shout out and thank you to Flow Toyota of Statesville for providing this new truck for today's video. Definitely check out their website linked down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.